Hi guys, welcome to my channel Sushruta. Today our topic is on classification of pteridophytes. In the previous video I have done the general characteristics of pteridophytes, but now I am doing the classification of pteridophytes. Before Smith and after Smith, many scientists have given the classification of pteridophytes, but in this video we specify the Smith classification of pteridophyte. Smith in 1955 classified the pteridophytes into four divisions. They are Xylophyta, Lycophyta, Calamophyta and Pterophyta. Xylophyta, these are the primitive pteridophytes, that means first formed pteridophytes. These are the ancient pteridophytes. Example Xylotum. And Pterophyta are the pteridophytes with advanced characters. They are ferns. Example Marsilia. Lycophyta is also known as lycopods, example Lycopodium, and Calamophyta is also known as horsetails based on their shape, and example is Equisetum. Xylophyta, these are the primitive pteridophytes. As I said before, they are rootless, that means roots are absent, but rhizoids are present. Branched, dichotomously branched. Dichotomous means into two branches, into two stems, it is branched. Next, stems are photosynthetic because leaves are often absent in Xylophyta, so the stems may perform photosynthesis. That is the reason why stems are photosynthetic. Look, as I said before, leaves are absent. When it comes to stele, they are protostelic in condition. Protostele means central xylem is present and xylem is surrounded by phloem. About the whole stellar evolution in pteridophytes, I'll make a separate video. You don't need to worry. They are homosporous synangium. Synangium means the spore bearing organ. Homosporous means the spores which are produced are of equal size and shape. Example fossil genera, example is Rhynia, and living genera, example is Xylotum. Next comes to the second division, Lycophyta. These are also known as lycopods. Their plant body is differentiated and leaves are microphyllous. Microphyllous means small leaves. Stele, sometimes protostele, but sometimes siphnostele is present. Siphnostele means stele with a pith at the center. Next, sporophylls aggregate to form strobili or cones. They may be homosporous or heterosporous. They either may be homosporous or heterosporous. Some examples of homosporous is Lycopodium and heterosporous is Selaginella. Gametophytes depend on fungus for food. Lycophyta gametophytes depends on fungus for food. Example Lycopodium. Calamophyta. This plant body is also differentiated and all are fossils except Equisetum. Equisetum is not a fossil form. Okay. Next. The stem is joined with nodes and internodes in Calamophyta. Scaly leaves are seen as a whole around the node. That means surrounding the node, the leaves are present as like a whole. Sporangia forming strobili or cones. Yes, and they are homosporous. That means the spores are of similar size and shape. Example Equisetum. Next, Pterophyta. Pterophyta means mostly they are ferns. These are most advanced pteridophytes. These are ferns. In these, the sporophyte is large and long lived, but when young, it depends on gametophyte for nutrition. Most advanced and most widely distributed pteridophytes, as I said before, Pterophyta are the most advanced pteridophytes, and these are mostly widely distributed pteridophytes. Yes, ferns are most widely distributed, and we even see them. Pterophyta plant body is also differentiated, and leaves are macrophyllous and are called as fronds. Leaves are bigger in size, and leaves here are also called as fronds. Young leaves show circinate venation, that means spirally. coiled. The leaves are spirally coiled. That means circinate venation. The stele, protostele, siphonostele, or dictyostele, is seen in Pterophyta. Sporangia forms sporozoa on abaxial side, that means on the lower side of the leaf. Some are homosporous like Pteris, and some are heterosporous like Marsilia. Example of Pterophyta is Marsilia. That's it guys. If you like my video, please like, share and subscribe to my channel Sushruta. Bye bye guys. Meet you in the next video.